You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR 2 News.
I'm Christian Schaefer with your WMAR 2 News update. Kids across the state head back to school today. For students in Baltimore County, the new school year starts with a new leader. Dr. Dale Williams will be visiting several schools today, including the new Dundalk Elementary. Brand new school, been built right behind the old Dundalk Elementary School. Cost $46.5 million, and it's going to increase the school's capacity from 703 students to 735. Dale Williams is starting his first school year in charge of the Baltimore County school system after being hired from Montgomery County, where he was an associate superintendent. There are some things to keep in mind as kids head back to school. Remember, always yield to school buses. Stop behind them when their flashing lights are on as they pick off or drop off students. Under state law, vehicles behind the bus are going in the same direction have to stop along with cars going the opposite direction on the same street. Now, as you see right there, if there's a physical barrier between the opposite lanes of traffic, you can keep going even if there's a bus stopped on the other side of the road. The mother of a 16-year-old boy who was killed in a quadruple shooting last week in East Baltimore attended a vigil for him last night, even as she recovers from injuries sustained in that same shooting. 16-year-old Milton Carrington died early Thursday morning in that quadruple shooting on East Monument Street. You can see they had a big turnout last night for that vigil at the scene of the shooting. Now, it was difficult to see and hear his mother. She was right in the middle of that crowd there, but she did talk about the quadruple shooting that killed her son.
Milton was shot twice, in his side and in his back. And the one in his back went through his heart and came around and came back out his heart. I would never thought in a million years that I would be wearing my son on a shirt.
Yeah, Milton Carrington's mother was also injured in that shooting. She's got several more surgeries to come as she recovers. We have a link to the GoFundMe page that's been set up for that family on the website right now, WMAR2news.com. Hurricane Dorian is being blamed for at least 5 deaths in the Bahamas as it creeps closer to the U.S. coastline. Volunteers are heading south to help people who could be affected, including crews from Maryland. Several people, including that woman right there with the Greater Chesapeake Region Red Cross, left for Atlanta yesterday. They'll be in the region helping people forced to leave coastal areas. The Greater Chesapeake Region Red Cross sent a crew to Florida last week, as did the Baltimore County Fire Department and Maryland Task Force 1 out of Montgomery County.
Now from WMAR 2 News, Maryland's most accurate forecast.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Sabrina Fine. Speaking of Dorian, it's now beginning to move very slowly out of the northwest. However, we're waiting for it to turn more to the north. So still fairly large storm system. In fact, it's over 300 miles wide, and definitely on the backside of it, we see Florida. So Florida's going to still be impacted by the rain and the wind, isolated threat of tornadoes for them, but that's better than if they were on the front side of the storm system where most of the rain and storm surge is actually found. The wind is going to be quite large. You can see the area shaded in yellow here, forecast to come along the Florida coast sometime today. That's going to be tropical storm force winds of 39 miles per hour. And then as it heads out over towards South Carolina, most likely on into Wednesday, Thursday, they could be dealing with winds up to about 74 miles per hour, at least for gusts. That is one concern there, as most of those models now take it into the North Carolina region sometime on into Thursday. That's just still a few days away, though, so we'll keep watching that for us. Meantime, we have an area of high pressure control, and with that clockwise flow, so it's delivering our winds out of the southeast. So still pulling in more moisture from the Atlantic, thus today remaining fairly humid, fairly warm as well. Not going to stay that way for long, though. There's a cold front in the corner of your screen here, and that should arrive Wednesday night. That's going to finally cool us off and bring us another round of rain. Some may even turn severe as far as those thunderstorms. For today, though, your futurecast, mix of sun and clouds. Wonderful. I think more sunshine than clouds, if anything. And we'll see our temperatures as a result, maybe a tad warmer than normal. Once we get to tomorrow, we'll start to see pockets of green beginning to come through our region with the thunderstorms, and yet again remembering some of them could in fact turn severe, although right now the Storm Prediction Center ranks that a category 1 out of 5 as far as that risk is concerned. By the time we get on into Thursday, look at the clouds now beginning to blossom over the region. This in fact could be some moisture coming from Dorian our way. Only thing we'll get from it really is some clouds, and with it we could actually see a few showers as well. For today, though, ahead of that, we'll notice by noon the mix of sun and clouds, 81 degrees. By 4 p.m. maybe a few more clouds working our way into the upper 80s for you right at around 6 o'clock, dropping to 83 degrees. And then by 10 o'clock, mostly clear skies as temperatures fall into the 70s. Tomorrow we go to 92 degrees. Temperatures peak ahead of that cold front, 30% storm chance. And look at the temperature swing here. Thursday, we're down into the low to mid 70s. Remember, we get some of that moisture from Dorian, so the mix of sun and clouds out there with a small chance of rain, but clearing out by the weekend. That's your 7-day forecast. Christian?
Meteorologist Sabrina Fine, thanks very much for that. That's all the time we have for now, but you can stick with us online at WMAR2news.com all day long for updates on top stories and breaking news. And for news and weather on the go, you can download the WMAR 2 News app. It's in the App Store. It's got live radar, and you can set up breaking news alerts to come straight to your phone or tablet. Thanks for watching. I'm Christian Schaefer.
This WMAR 2 News update is sponsored by Jones Junction.